Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Victor Newman, the head of the Newman Enterprises empire, has always been a symbol of absolute power and control. But this time, he is facing a threat more dangerous than any previous business war. The Newman family is becoming the target of vicious enemies, and the question is whether Victor can let go of his hatred to protect the people he loves before it is too late. Nick is trying to convince him that this time Victor should not get too involved in the plan to get revenge on Jack Abbott, but instead focus on the real threat. However, as usual, Victor always thinks that he is the only one who can solve all the problems. While Victor is busy planning to get revenge on Jack, another danger is quietly creeping into his family. Ian Ward, a mental manipulator who has caused countless problems for the Newman family, has appeared again. This time, Ian is not just out to sabotage. He is targeting Mariah Copeland, who has strong ties to the Newman family. He plans to use Tessa Porter, a talented artist struggling with secrets from her past, to get close to Mariah. Meanwhile, Jordan, a dangerous psychopath who has escaped surveillance, is also plotting his own scheme. He wants Claire Newman, an important member of the Newman family, completely under his control. Is Victor too lost in hatred? Victor Newman has always put his family first, but this time, his hatred for Jack Abbott seems to have clouded his vision. He is unaware that Jordan has escaped and is planning to attack his family again. Jordan once drugged Sharon Newman, another family member, and framed her for murder. Now, he's turning his sights on Claire Newman, and this time he's not acting alone. While Victor has been busy waging his revenge on Jack, Mariah and Tessa have been left unattended. The two women, who had a close relationship, are now in Ian's crosshairs. He wants to use them as puppets to manipulate and destroy the Newman family from within. Nick and the war alone. Nick Newman is well aware of the danger lurking in his family, but he doesn't have the power or resources to deal with it alone. He tries to warn Victor, but his father doesn't seem to care. Someone needs to get to the bottom of this, Nick says, but his words fall on deaf ears. Victor's security team is fully capable of tracking Jordan and Ian Ward, but Victor is too busy fighting his own war. Nick realizes that without timely intervention, someone in the family will be hurt or even killed. Women in danger. Claire Newman is being closely watched by Jordan. He not only wants to control her, but also wants to use her as a card to threaten Victor. Mariah Copeland, who has suffered from Ian Ward's manipulations in the past, is once again caught up in the vortex of danger. Ian plans to use Mariah's feelings for Tessa to separate them, making them easy pawns to control. Tessa Porter is also not safe. Ian sees in her an opportunity to get close to Mariah, and this puts her in a dangerous situation. These three women, strong in their own ways, still need protection. But Victor, the only one who can mobilize enough resources to protect them, is caught up in a never-ending cycle of hatred with Jack Abbott. Will Victor come to his senses in time? The biggest question now is whether Victor can put aside his hatred and focus on protecting his family. He is the only one who can assemble a security team, track down Jordan and Ian Ward, and end this threat once and for all. But only if he is willing to step away from the fight with Jack long enough to see the real problem. The danger is growing. Ian Ward is getting closer to Mariah and Tessa, while Jordan is still secretly carrying out his plan to capture Claire. If Victor does not act in time, the consequences will be irreversible. The final battle. In the most tense moments, Victor finally realizes that his family is in serious danger. But can he focus long enough to deal with Ian and Jordan, or will his hatred for Jack cause him to lose everything? Nick, Mariah, Tessa, and Claire are fighting in the shadows, waiting for the head of their family to return. Ian and Jordan are more than just enemies, they are manipulative, calculating, and will do anything to get their way. The Newman family needs Victor now more than ever. But the question is, will he get there in time, or will everything be destroyed before he can? Nick Newman is facing a dilemma as he feels that his father, Victor Newman, does not need to be involved in the current situation. However, even if Nick does not want Victor to intervene, the reality is that a potential danger is threatening their family, and someone needs to step in to get to the bottom of the problem. Victor, who prides himself on his ability to control every situation, has a strong and experienced security team. But will he use this resource to detect Ian Ward and Jordan before they carry out their dangerous plan? Ian Ward, a calculating man, is looking to take advantage of Mariah at all costs. To achieve his goal, he plans to exploit Tessa, who he believes is the key to reaching Mariah. Meanwhile, Jordan does not stop at causing trouble for Mariah, he also targets Claire, wanting to put her under his control to serve his dark plans. Victor, protector or distracted? Victor is currently caught up in a confrontation with Jack Abbott, a never-ending battle between two powerful figures in Genoa City. The question is whether Victor will put aside his personal grudges to protect his family before someone gets hurt. Especially when Ian Ward has caused a lot of damage to the Newman family, is Victor sober enough to realize that this is not the time to let his guard down? The answer lies in Victor's choice. If he starts to act immediately, he will discover that Ian and Jordan have set up an extremely sophisticated plan. Ian not only wants to control Mariah's psychology, he also secretly monitors Tessa's every move, pushing her into a situation where she cannot escape. Jordan, with his hidden but calculated actions, not only scares Claire but also gradually makes her lose her self-control. Nick and Victor, 2 generations, 1 goal? While Victor is able to focus on the big picture, Nick wants to approach the problem differently. He doesn't trust his father to control everything without causing more chaos. For Nick, the key is not to use power to deal with the threat, but to understand the source so that he can stop it at the source. However, time is not on their side. If Victor doesn't act quickly, Ian Ward and Jordan will get closer and closer to their goal. This will not only put Mariah, Tessa, and Claire in danger, but could completely destroy the fragile peace that the Newman family is trying to maintain. The battle with the shadows. While Nick tries to protect those he loves by keeping Victor away, things seem to be pushing them toward an inevitable confrontation. Victor, with his determination and sharp vision, knows that sometimes the safety of his family requires difficult decisions. But is he willing to put his family's interests above his feud with Jack and devote all his energy to finding Ian and Jordan? Ian Ward, cunning, has been hiding long enough to prepare for a surprise attack. He knows that the Newman family is strong but also fractured, and he will exploit those fractures to achieve his goals. Jordan, Ian's reluctant ally, has been relentlessly terrifying Claire and gradually manipulating her to turn her into a pawn in his hands. Both villains are waiting for the right moment to strike, and everyone in the Newman family is at risk of falling victim. It's a fight that Victor must face, not only to protect his family, but also to prove that he is still the man who can control everything in his hands. The last hope. Will Victor be wise enough to realize that it's time to put his family first? Or will he continue to sink deeper into the power struggle with Jack, leaving Ian and Jordan free to act? In this situation, unity among the Newman family members may be the only key to preventing tragedy. With all the events that lie ahead, Genoa City is about to face a dangerous storm. And at the center of it, Victor Newman will have to make a decision that will change the fate of his family forever.